Welcome to the channel. This is the Hard Truths of Fitness series. Every week, one unfiltered truth. No fluff, no sugarcoating, and definitely no bro science fairy tales. Think of it like fitness advice, but without the half-naked influencer trying to sell you protein powder they totally don't own. Each episode gives you advice you can actually use, the kind that works in the real world, even if it stings a little. Because honestly, it's better to feel a small sting now than to look exactly the same next summer. Stick around. You'll leave with clarity, not confusion, and maybe a few laughs that make your gym crush wonder what you're up to. You ready for the first gut punch? Fitness isn't a quick fix, it's a process. A long one. And no, I'm not talking about 3 months to a six-pack long. I'm talking about the kind of process that requires patience, consistency, and the ability to survive that little voice in your head that keeps saying, "Shouldn't I look shredded by now?" The truth is most people quit not because they can't do it, but because they thought it would happen faster. They set expectations so sky high, NASA couldn't reach them, and when results don't match the fantasy, they burn out, lose motivation, and disappear faster than that one guy in your gym who swore he'd be here every day this year. It's like ordering a pizza and screaming at the delivery driver after 5 minutes when the thing is still in the oven. You can't rush the process. You can only ruin it by bailing too soon. And that brings us to the big question. If you've been hitting the gym, eating kinda right, and still not seeing changes, what's going on? Let's break it down. Reason 1, inconsistent training. Look, if your training schedule changes more often than your favorite Netflix show lineup, we've got a problem. Missing sessions, doing whatever workout you feel like that day, never actually increasing the weight or reps. You're not on a program, you're on a fitness field trip. And 3 random gym days a week. That's not a plan, that's a hobby. Hobbies are great, but hobbies don't build physiques. If you want progress, you need structure, a plan that pushes you forward, tracks your numbers, and makes you show up even on the days when the couch feels like the love of your life. Reason 2, poor nutrition. This one stings because everyone thinks they're eating right. But here's the harsh reality. Calories don't care about your feelings. If you're not tracking, you're guessing. And guessing is why most people are stuck. You might be eating more than you think, or less than you think. Both will keep you spinning your wheels. And it's not just about how much you eat, it's what you eat. You can't fuel your body with pizza, frappuccinos, and whatever was on sale in the snack aisle, and expect it to perform like a machine. That's like filling a Lamborghini with soda and wondering why it won't start. Reason 3, neglecting recovery. Even if you've nailed your training and your diet, recovery can kill your results quietly. Lack of sleep, never taking a deload week, training so much you feel like you're permanently sore. If you're grinding yourself into the floor, your body isn't building muscle, it's just surviving. Think of recovery like charging your phone. You can have the newest, fastest phone on the planet, but if it's running on 8% battery all the time, you're not getting much out of it. Same with your body. Rest isn't lazy, it's essential. Here's the kicker. These 3 aren't separate problems. They work together, or they fail together. Miss one, and the others can't save you. It's like sitting on a 3-legged stool after sawing one leg off. You might balance for a bit, but eventually, you're face down on the floor wondering what went wrong. And speaking of things going wrong, there's another piece to this puzzle, the mental game. And it might be the reason you keep sabotaging yourself without even realizing it. Now, let's get real about what's happening upstairs, the mental game. Because even if your workouts and meals are on point, your brain can still trip you up faster than a banana peel on a sidewalk. First up, self-sabotage. We all know the feeling. Motivation tanks. You skip one workout, then another, and suddenly, you're binge-watching shows and convincing yourself that rest days are the secret to gains. Spoiler alert, they're not. It's like giving your car a day off after driving 5 miles. It just doesn't work like that. But here's the real kicker. Sometimes you don't even realize you're sabotaging yourself. You talk about being serious this time. But the moment things get tough, you switch gears faster than a drunk driver on a tight curve. And that ties into the second big trap, chasing shiny new trends instead of mastering the basics. You know the type, the person who jumps from one new program to the next every month. hoping the next workout plan will be the magic pill. But here's the truth. If you switch programs every 4 weeks, you're not making progress. You're just hitting the reset button over and over. Progress doesn't come from constantly reinventing the wheel. It comes from repetition, consistency, and getting really damn good at the basics. So, if you find yourself chasing the latest miracle workout or diet, ask yourself, are you actually building or just spinning your wheels? Because here's the ugly truth. Mastering the basics is boring, slow, and sometimes frustrating. But it's also the only way to get lasting results. And that mental grind? It's not about motivation. It's about discipline, showing up and doing the work, even when you don't want to. All right, it's time for a hard-hitting reality check. Effort alone doesn't mean you'll get results. You can bust your ass in the gym every day, sweat buckets, and push yourself until your muscles scream. But if that effort isn't smart, targeted, and consistent, it's basically wasted energy. Think about it like this. If you're throwing random punches in a boxing match, you might look busy, but you're not winning rounds. More random workouts won't fix a bad plan. It's like trying to build a house without a blueprint. Sure, you might get some walls up, but chances are it's going to collapse before you finish the roof. Fitness isn't about working harder every day. It's about working smarter. It's about knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, then sticking with it long enough to see changes. Because grinding your face off with no direction is just exhausting. So before you try to double down on effort, ask yourself, is this effort actually moving me forward? Or am I just spinning my wheels, getting tired, and stuck in the same place? Because the truth is, working hard in the wrong direction only burns you out faster, and nobody wants that. Let me tell you about Mike, a regular guy who was stuck in the exact same place many of you might be right now. Mike wasn't a gym newbie. He'd been training for over a year, but wasn't seeing the results he wanted. He showed up at the gym a few times a week, but his schedule was all over the place. Some weeks he'd hit it hard, other weeks he'd skip days, because motivation disappeared faster than free pizza at a party. He jumped from one workout program to another, chasing the newest, best routine he found online. 1 month it was heavy lifting, the next it was bodyweight calisthenics, then some trendy HIIT workouts. But after each new plan, he found himself back where he started, frustrated and confused. On top of that, Mike thought he was eating pretty well. He cut out junk food most days, but never really tracked what or how much he was eating. Some days he'd go way over his calories. Other days he'd barely eat because of a busy schedule or just forgetting. Sleep, that was inconsistent at best. So after a year of this half-hearted effort, Mike was tired, stuck, and ready to give up. He was about to accept that maybe getting the body he wanted just wasn't for him. Then one day, Mike found a video, something different. It didn't promise quick fixes or magic tricks. Instead, it broke down fitness into 3 simple truths: consistent training, proper nutrition tracking, and respecting recovery. Mike decided to give it one last shot, but this time, he was serious. He set a realistic schedule, training 4 days a week with a plan that built on progress, not random workouts. He started tracking his food, not obsessively, but enough to understand how many calories and macros he was really eating. And most importantly, he started listening to his body, prioritizing sleep and taking rest days without guilt. It wasn't easy. There were days when motivation was nowhere to be found, days when he wanted to skip workouts or binge on junk food. But Mike pushed through, not because he felt like it, but because he committed to the process. 6 months later, Mike looked back and couldn't believe the difference. He had gained solid muscle, lost stubborn fat, and his energy was through the roof. More than that, he finally had a system he could trust. No gimmicks, no fads, just steady, consistent progress. Mike's story is proof that results don't come from chasing the latest trends or working out harder without a plan. They come from mastering the basics and sticking with them even when it's tough. If you're feeling stuck like Mike was, remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently. And that's exactly what we're here to help you do. So, now that you've got all this laid out, the truth about why results don't just magically happen, and why it's all about consistently doing the basics right, let me give you a little suggestion. But first, I'm going to ask you for a favor. If you found any of this helpful, drop a comment below, whatever comes to mind. It helps push this video out so it can reach more people who need it. Trust me, your comment could be the difference between someone finally breaking out of their rut or staying stuck. So help a brother out, all right? Now here's the suggestion. If you've been struggling to stick with any of this, training, nutrition, recovery, or just showing up when motivation's on vacation, I made a video a few months ago that dives deep into how to build discipline the science-based way. Because honestly, discipline is the glue that holds everything together when motivation decides to take a nap. It's perfect if you're finding it hard to maintain all this stuff in your life and want a real strategy to keep going. You can check it out right now. It's on the right side of the screen, next to the other videos YouTube thinks you'll like. Go watch it. I promise it's worth your time. Before you go, remember, this Hard Truths of Fitness series is just getting started. Every week, I'll hit you with another unfiltered, no-fluff truth about fitness. The kind of stuff nobody else wants to tell you, but you need to hear. No magic hacks, no shortcuts, just real, actionable advice that cuts through the noise. Next week, we're tackling a big one, the brutal truth about how long it actually takes to build muscle and why most people quit before they even get close to seeing it. So if you want to finally stop spinning your wheels and start seeing real change, you won't want to miss it. All right, my brother, stay a chimp. Keep grinding, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.